Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our show. It's called Tournament Horse Racing. My name is Rich Sharp, and I'll be your host for tonight's show. What we've done is we've taken the horse racing calendar, we've broken it up into four separate horse racing tournaments throughout the year. Each one of those tournaments consists of approximately 10 individual racing days. That's actually what you're going to watch tonight, is one of those individual racing days. We always pick one of the biggest tracks from around the country. This weekend, we picked the biggest of them all from around the country. Um, on those racing days, each one of our players is going to make a mythical $2 win place bet in four individual races. Whoever wins the most money wins that individual racing day. Whoever wins the most money over the 10 racing days wins that tournament. We'll each keep score all the way through the end of the year, and we will have a year end champion as well. That's how the tournament works here on Tournament Horse Racing. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our analysts, our racing analysts who will be competing in the tournament today. I'm going to start on the other side of the country. He lives in Staten Island, New York. He's my good friend as well. Ray Torado, haven't seen you all the way since last night. But how was your day today? How was your Kentucky Oaks day?
My Oaks day was very good. I hit a double and made some money, and gave some back, and I wound up with a profit there. So I'm sorry to say I am out of the Oaks Derby double.
Uh-oh.
I didn't
Uh-oh.
have that 14.
Should
So
have
I'm
Me
out. So
neither.
should
No.
have
we'll
gone.
start again tomorrow.
Sounds
Yeah,
like a
it
lot of
was
them
a
should have
good
gone with the
day.
Godolphin horse. All right,
It's a good day to be ahead. So
I'm gonna come over here to our second racing analyst. He lives just a little bit to the south of me. It's in Temecula, California. He's also a good friend of mine. Joe English, how are you doing? How was your Kentucky Oaks day?
Well, to be honest, I didn't place any bet, and I was watching in my car. He happened to be mentioned before we started that he looked. It looks like I moved, and that's because I did. I'm in Las Vegas, so
Ah,
um,
Okay.
so
whoa.
so
What a great
basically,
weekend to be in Las Vegas. Holy
what happened?
cow.
What happened?
yes and no. It's a great weekend to be in Las Vegas because between Cinco de Mayo, the UFC, and the Kentucky Derby, it's a busy weekend. The problem is, it took me
You can
6 hours to get here,
Ooh.
which it
Mm.
normally takes me 4. So that was my day in a nutshell. I was texting and watching sort of races and watching uh,
Oh,
replays on Twitter as I could. But yeah, no, I mean, I decided to go when you guys both decided didn't want to go to Santa Anita, and I was like, you know what? It's
Gotta go to Vegas.
Derby. I can't get to Louisville, so I might as well do the next one.
Gonna go to Vegas. Nice, nice. All right.
There
All
you
right.
go.
And last
all
but not
right.
least is our final analyst. He is again a friend of mine. He lives just a little bit to the north of me in Menifee, California. He had a bittersweet Kentucky Oaks today. Got all the way to the end of his pick four, but couldn't quite cash it in. Steve Newsom.
Mm.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I did learn today was it's tough to single a closer.
Mm.
There you go. There's something.
You know,
That could go.
yeah, it just seems like there was very few closers that made a good run on the dirt today. There's a couple in the end, but
Oh,
yeah.
there are so many lessons to be learned from that statement.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move along. Those are our players. So I'll be competing against each of my three friends, our racing analysts for tonight, to see who can win on Kentucky Derby Day. Just as a reminder for everybody that's out there, Steve, Ray, Joe, myself, we are all horse players. We love the game of horse racing. We are not in any way selling or endorsing the picks that we make tonight. I guess we are endorsing our picks, but we are not selling them. We're certainly not recommending that people bet the horses that we pick. We do this out of the love of the game. We hope you do too. And we're going to go ahead and get started here on tournament horse racing. We're going to start by, well, our tradition is what we'll do is we're going to take a look at what happened not last week, but last night, because we were here for Kentucky Oaks Day. And let me go ahead and get that out of the way for us. And again, not necessarily a scintillating performance for the foursome here. We all did mark. We all did manage to mark and things like that. I believe that Joe and Steve are the only ones who actually managed to pick a winner. They got the favorite Caravel up there in that opening leg. As you see there, I did manage to sneak through or got my nose ahead there at the finish line. $10.48, thanks to Revelita. That was my only winner of the day, just so you guys know. And that gives me a clean sweep so far to start off the Triple Crown. So
Jeez.
it's the Triple Crown tournament, and the Triple
Mm.
Crown goes to me. I've got $36.08 there, and all three victories. We'll see if I can keep my run going. We are going to Churchill Downs for the one, the only, the Kentucky Derby Day. We're going to start off in race number 9. They're going a mile and a 16th. It's on the turf. It's the American Turf Stakes presented by BMW. It's a grade 2. The purse is $500,000, and it's for 3-year-olds only. And your morning line favorite, you don't have to scroll too far. He's right there. Major Dude, trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden by Irad Ortiz. He's 5-2 on the Churchill Downs morning line. We're going to kick it off here with Joe English. Who do you like in the American Turf?
Not on the favorite. I actually made a determination that Irad Ortiz could take money with a 3-legged goat who had left. So I know this horse is going favorite. It doesn't matter. It just is what it is. I'm going to be on the horse that a couple stalls the outside number 4. Talk of the Nation. He's a horse that I've seen a lot of chat about on Twitter, and I guess you're not. A lot of people are thinking if they get 10-1 on this horse, they're going to empty their bank accounts and put the mortgage and all that other stuff on this horse. He's undefeated on grass, just like there are 3 others in this race that are probably in that same category. He gets the Oaks winning rider for the first time. Tyler Gaffney obviously does very well in Kentucky. If you look at his works, he's been training pretty swiftly on dirt. Son of Quality Road, that's not really a surprise, but if he's better on grass than he's been working in dirt, may even be able to get better. And I don't think based on what other people are talking about, you're going to get 10-1 on this horse. He's got I don't know if it's the highest, the second highest. The buyer speed figures are really close between him and the favorite. So I would assume that the disparity between the two on the odds board will change. But then again, because Irad always takes money, I still think you'll get half of that. I know that you'll get 10 to you still get 5-1 on Talk of the Nation. So that's where I'm going in the first leg, the American Turf. Talk of the Nation with Gaffney for Shug McGahee. I'm handing it off to is it Steve, right?
No, you're actually handing off to me. It's going right back to Rich, and I'll be handing off to Steve, who then gives to Ray. And I went with what to me sounds like just a heck of a nice guy, Carl Spackler, trained by Chad
Yeah, he
Brown,
does.
right? Doesn't it, Carl Spackler? He sounds like we could probably hang out. And it's trained by Chad. Or the horse is trained by Chad Brown, ridden by Jose Ortiz. I'm not getting Irad, but I'm getting the older brother here. And 3-1 on the morning line. The horse, could have been 2 for 2. Got beat by one of the 2 Todd Pletcher horses that are up above that are in this race. But that second performance right there really kind of pops your eyes. Won by 8 3/4 lengths. There at Gulfstream Park, those are solid races. It's a 10-horse field that he beat, so he's already been against some solid competition. Didn't exactly get destroyed in that first race, and put up a really good improvement on the buyer speed figure, as opposed to the horse that beat him, the Todd Pletcher horse that I made mention of up here, Farbridge, did improve speed wise, but not quite as much. So I decided to go ahead and I'll stick with the 11. That's the maiden that's moving up into the stakes race. We do like that 3 broke guys angle always. So Steve, who do you like?
Well, I'm thinking Carl Spackler's probably really good friends with Joe Lipschitz, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Carl Spackler also. But yeah, it had a nice jump in the speed figure there. Hopefully he can maintain it or improve upon it. Even if he maintains, puts him right in the mix of things. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Carl Spackler also, Rich.
Anybody have any idea who Carl Spackler is by any chance?
No, I didn't look that one up.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was more like a job description, more like Carl the Spackler.
Carl the Spackler. There you go.
Could
Okay.
be. Could be. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
All right, Ray, you're up.
Okay, Carl Spackler. Yeah. Carl Spackler in front. That'd be interesting to hear. This is a tough race, but I tried to stay away from the 2 inside horses. They didn't offer me much value here, so I went with number 8, Mustache.
Yeah, Mustache.
I'm looking for a little speed here. So this horse should be close to the front. Should get a clean trip. One last time, size aboard. He's pretty aggressive. Um, Should be a good race. I'm just hoping that I can get close to the front, maybe set second or third, whatever, and get a clean trip. He's racing grade three. What I liked about him is that in the Breeders' Cup Turf
Oh,
last year, he was leading the top of stretch and just couldn't hold on. So he gets some good experience in the grade one on the British Cup, and just this is you know 3-year-olds. They're coming out there. He ran a couple of times. He finished second. He won. So he looks like he's improving a little bit. So I'll go with Mustache. I like the 10-1 odds for our trainers we've had before on the show, Victoria Oliver.
Victoria Oliver. Yep.
Mm.
I just looked up who Carl Spackler was. You guys will really appreciate it.
Oh, cool. Go for it.
What?
Caddyshack. Carl.
Oh, Carl Spackler.
Caddyshack. Bill
Oh,
Murray's
Caddyshack.
character.
I would have bet him even more now on that.
I know.
Right? It locks me in even better.
Carl
He's thinking more of
Spackler.
a character in the Honeymooners or something, or the Odd
Right?
Couple.
Yeah. Forgive me, boss, but if I kill all the golfers, they're gonna lock me up and throw away the key.
Wait, how about number 14, Web Slinger?
Yeah, web slinger.
Uh, like my mom always says, she loves these names, sometimes. They get the names of the horses. How do they name these horses? I don't know.
Carl Spackler.
Carl
Uh,
Spackler. All right.
uh,
We are up to race number 10. This is the Churchill. I'm sorry, they're going 7 furlongs on the main surface. This is the Churchill Down Stakes. It's presented by Ford. Grade one, purse is $750,000, and your morning line favorite is in post number 7. That's Cody's Wish, trained by Vilmont and ridden by Junior Alvarado. Cody's Wish is 4-5 on the Churchill Downs morning line, and that means it's up to me to go ahead and take a swing at this one. And unfortunately, I'm not going to go with Cody's Wish, although he is the best horse in this race, and in all likelihood, he's probably going to win. But I'm going to go ahead and go outside a little bit here to Endorsed, and my friends will like this one and things like that. No, I did not go with the Godolphin owned horse. Did I go with the Godolphin bred horse? No. Did not stray too far from my my safe place. Michael Maker and Tyler Gaffleone on this one. Horse has won 3 in a row, and actually has kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier. That 3 broke guy's ankle moved up from the non-winners to the optional claiming 62.5, up to the Fred Hooper, which was a grade 3, up to the Gulfstream Park Mile, which is a grade 2, and now tries his luck here at a grade 1. That is the angle that we've always liked. Again, Joe brought it up. Tyler Gaffleone, one of my favorites. He's back there. He's actually right there in the right-hand position next to Bob Baffert. And having him with Michael Maker, in this kind of a race, I'm going with the 10 Endorsed. Steve, who do you like?
I'm going just to the inside of you with the 8. Fortin Hill. 20-1. I don't know much about the trainer or the jockey, but the trainer's looks like almost a sprint specialist, maybe 26% with sprints, and jockeys also does well with sprints at 20%, and the jockey trainer combination hitting at 27% in 15 races. Horse has won 2 out of his last 3. Looks like it might be the only horse that's going to want to go to the front. Looks like everybody else wants to hang back, so I'm gonna take that angle and see if he's got the speed to get to the front and hold everybody off. So I'm gonna go with 8, Fortin Hill. Ray?
Steve, exactly my sentiments. I'm looking at this race. My horse that I like was Scratch, probably White Barrier, because I really like the way he was
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, right.
developing.
that's a tough
And
one.
I know it's all objective
you know,
things.
he turned back to sprint. He really looks good, so but they had to scratch him. But I'm looking at this race and I see Cody's Witch probably gonna be like maybe. He looks like a 3-5 horse here easily. Probably should win,
Right.
but you never know. And you're right. I'm looking at the race and I'm looking for speed. I'm like, wait a minute, nobody here may want to go to the front. So same thing. I'm gonna take a shot and hope that Fortune Hill goes out there and just holds on Cody's Wish because I don't see anybody else wants might go want to go to the lead. So yeah, you're right. So we'll probably get a less price because of the scratches or whatever. But this horse does, look like he might be the only speed, so it's
Yeah,
dangerous.
Yeah.
right.
Seven furlongs. Corey West come from behind. Endorse also come from behind. A lot of horses come from behind, so they may be waiting too long. So let's see what happens. Joe,
Fuck both of you.
What's the odds of that? Three of us all
uh,
hit.
he's
Uh,
20 to 1.
Three to
I
one.
mean,
Seriously?
I think he's gonna be probably 10
I'm
because
thinking I'm sitting there with this horse and nobody on God's green earth is gonna take this horse. So screw both of you. Rich, give me Cody's wish. I'm done. Next, give me a break. Get out of
uh,
here.
uh,
That's too funny. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Man, oh man.
Oh,
oh, I
that's
was gonna bet
hilarious.
White Belly. I'm telling you, that was my horse, man. But look,
Yeah,
he's
no.
not
Well,
running.
no. Basically, they've just about kicked what's his name off the Tati Joseph off the ground. And actually, I
Yeah,
thought I was
yeah.
going to make it through this whole
Uh,
weekend without hearing the name Bob Baffert until Rich brought it up.
Yeah. Got one little bobblehead doll
Give me the
sitting in the front.
9-year-old CZ Rocket. The old
Easy
man.
Rocket has it, dude. This race is wide open. Other
I
than
know it is. Really
if
is.
you're
It
the
really
breeders,
is. Yeah.
I
I've
You
think
get
I
anybody
I
can win.
I almost went to
absolutely.
I
I
almost
agree.
went with CZ Rocket, so even though he's
But
9 year old, but
no,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. This is a wide open
he
race.
all right,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. Here we
oh,
go. On to the big.
cursing you both.
This is a tough pick four, I tell you.
Joe had all these really intelligent sentiments to add to us for the
Mm.
eight. Just
I'm
give me
telling
Cody's
you,
wish.
he was
Screw
gonna
up.
come and shock us.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're up to race number 11. These are the final two races on the card. This is going a mile and an eighth on the turf course, the Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic Stakes. Grade one purses $1 million for 4 year olds and upward. And your morning line favorite is actually an invader from California, no less. Hong Kong Harry, trained by Phil Diamato and ridden by Flavian Pratt, is 7-2 on the Churchill Down morning line. And Steve, you are up first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit outside there to the 9 Spooky Channel. At Joe Rosario on board, Jason Barkley as a trainer. It's at 40%. Of course, only 5 races there, but got the horses got 3 wins at the distance in 7 tries and uh, 13 wins in his career on the turf in 26 races. Uh, it's won 3 of his last 4, or actually 4 of his last 5. And the last one ran at the same distance at Fairgrounds and won that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Spooky Channel here at 5-1. Ray.
It's funny. These races as we go along and throughout the weeks and months, you know, you get to know them so well.
Mhm.
They're all racing the same races usually. It's like very funny, the turf division, the sprint, and they all, get together on the same day. Um, I'm taking a shot here with a horse. I mean, it's in decent form. Number 6, Earl's Rock. She comes from the West Coast, from your town, from your
Mhm.
area there. Louis Sayers, Phil D'Amato. They don't really usually go together, but I guess D'Amato they reached out or whatever and got himself Sayers. But this horse here, he's been running grade threes, but this is a grade one. But I'm just taking a shot that he's improved and he can handle this class. Also the distance too. He's never been a distance, so I'm hoping the extra furlong will be a good help for him. He's gonna be closing, so I'm gonna probably need a trip. And this is his second race this year. He won the Thunder Road and finished fifth in the American race, going a mile. So he's 10 to 1, just to be 10 to 1. But it's funny. like I did say in one of my races. I just wanted to pick the newcomer, and the newcomer, happened to win today, and the Alishi would say, happy or small happy. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Pick a newcomer. It's a grade one, so it's a tough test for him, but I'll take Earl's Rock for the model. Joe?
Oh, good. You left my horse alone. Thank you. I'm ready to confuse. Thank you. I'm going to try and do what I did today. Of course, it didn't work out for Flashy Gem, but I'm going with the speed on the outside, the 10. Bye bye, Melvin. 6-1 morning line and has not appeared on the track. The Breeders' Cup Turf, which I guess is okay. I mean, he ran well for about half the race, and then he packed it in. But two back, he finished second to More Like Goddess, who is an absolute monster going that far. Doesn't seem like she can get beat by anybody on American soil, going that kind of distance. And three back, he won a non-winners of three race at a mile and an eighth, which is today's distance. So I think he's gonna be close to the lead for sure, if not on the lead. The horse on the inside, Ocean Atlantique and Free, has a little speed as well. But I think he'll probably either be first or second early. And I love the workouts from Grand Motion. You can see, five furlongs, 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs. This horse is not going to be short. I have no doubt that he's not going to be tired at the end, because he's cutting back in distance, 12 furlong race to a 9 furlong race, and he's been working out long distance, so he's building up his long capacity. Give me the 10. Bye bye Melvin, either wire to wire or.
I agree. I thought this was a really tough race.
Hmm.
Against my better judgment, Hong Kong Harry actually looked really, really tough. There's a pair of Todd Pletcher horses in here that I mean, if you're not careful when you're looking with your eyes, I was like, okay, well, Todd Pletcher, ridden by an Ortiz brother and owned by Rapoli Stables. That these horses are almost identical. They're both 4-year-olds, the whole shot. One just happens to be a little bit more of a pace horse, and the other one comes from the back. And I could have flipped the coin between those two, and then I just went back to what I always do. I took Brendan Walsh and Tyler Gaffleone. They do hit 32% together. The horse won the excuse me, he won the Arlington Million back here at Churchill Downs just recently. He's 2 for 2 at Churchill, and at this distance with 5 starts, he's 2 wins and 2 seconds. Churchill Downs does play sometimes like a unique track, so sometimes we do see those horses who do well strike. Come back and then suddenly do something again that you're not really expecting. For those who are that aren't aware of that, Churchill Downs is not open all year. It's kind of a niche track and things like that. So there's not a whole lot of horses that get starts there. This horse has had 2 and has won both of them. Has had 5 starts at the distance, has won 2 of those. Did get beat by Hong Kong Harry back at Del Mar, the Seabiscuit Stakes, and then got beaten by Wolfie's Dynaghost just recently in the King's Cup at Turfway Park. And so not recency on the side, but I do like the fact that Tyler Gaffleone's back aboard, which is who was aboard when they won at Churchill Downs that last time. Again, I'm a big Brendan Walsh fan, I'm a big Tyler Gaffleone fan, and yeah, this one's owned and bred by that group one more time. So I went with the 8, Santine.
I'm just, Rich. I'm just still trying to get over the fact that you said that they ran the Arlington Million.
Yeah, I know.
It still pisses me off to this day. You gotta be kidding me. And by the way, I don't think, this is just my personal opinion, I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't think Hong Kong Harry's going favorite. I think up to the park.
Who do you think goes the favorite?
I think Irad's worth up.
Oh, I had horse. So yeah,
He's the second one in the morning line. It's Irad, and it's Irad and Todd Fletcher, and
yeah.
he just finished third behind Modern Games and Maker's Mark Miles. I think.
It was funny. A lot of my handicapping was focused on those 2 Todd Pletcher horses before I ended up, running back to home base.
And Rich, and everybody's right. It's a tough race. Not,
Yep.
yeah, you can go any number of ways.
I'm really surprised they're not an entry. They look like the same owner.
I mean, it was.
I guess they don't have entries in the Kentucky.
They don't do that. They only New York does that
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh. I
All
like my
right.
1-1As, 1X.
Oh yeah. Okay, you guys, this is it. This is the big one, right? Drum roll for race number 12. This is the final race in our tournament for the day. They actually have two more races, I think, that come after this down there at Churchill Downs. But race number 12 is going a mile and a quarter on the main track. It is the Kentucky Derby presented by Woodford Reserve, Grade 1. Purse is $3 million for 3-year-olds. And your morning line favorite is all the way out in post number 15, and that is Forte. And he is trained by, well, we were just talking about them, Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz. Todd Pletcher, trainer. Irad Ortiz is the jockey. And 3-1 is the morning line there at Churchill Downs. And Ray, look who gets to go first. Not even your birthday, not your anniversary or anything, but you're going to get first pick at the wide open forum here on the Kentucky Derby. Who's your pick? Who's your man?
I have a
Who's the horse?
choice
You
of
have a
a
choice.
horse. A horse?
now. 19 of them.
Oh, right. So you want to start with dosage? You want to start with
Oh
with
Lord, no,
prep?
no,
You want to start with tendencies? You want?
Don't go there.
We're gonna
Just
start with the
pick a
dartboard.
fucking
Zoom.
pick a frickin' horse.
Well, for purpose of this show,
Yeah, you
let's see.
have to.
Most definitely one horse. Okay. Um, all right. Of course, this is a tough race. Always. I'm gonna go. I'm on the number 14. I finally decided on the horse that I like. Angel of
Mm,
Empire. Um, I've been looking at the stats and everything, the PPs, and those last races he has run have been very good. He's improving. Um, Most of all, second time Pratt. He's been all over the place. This horse. I mean, Perosa, Giroux, Perosa, Talamo, Sires, Pratt. Finally gets Pratt again. So, and Pratt did ride him for his biggest win, and he opened up actually at the end. So I think the acceleration at the end, at the mile and eight for a second time, made me think he'll get good. And I was reading something in the website about how Pratt has had all his horses in a position to win in the Derby, and so I think he'll get. It's a very, very tough race as far as number of horses and who's going to be where, and you know, Forte is a great horse. I mean, he likes to win and everything, but he's going to be you know behind a lot of horses unless he shows some. He doesn't have that big time speed to separate himself and to create gaps and stuff. So, but I like Angel of Empire. He looks like he could his late pace was over 100, and he had a good last prep, and he looks like a solid Derby horse. So he should be in the picture somehow. So Angel of Empire for me, Brad Cox and Flavin Pratt. Steve, Joe.
Okay, just so that I know, I thought I sent you a picture of this. The advanced wagering right now, Angel of Empire is 6-1, and actually the favorite is Forte, obviously, but he's 7-2 currently. Again, I think it's only like $500,000. It's kind of early. Um, I mean, it's because it's going to be, I mean,
some change.
obviously eight figures, and yeah, 8 figures probably. Um, I'm staying away from the two favorites. I'm also staying away from Fletcher. Mean, I can't tell you how many number of times I've tweeted that he's still 2 for 62 in the Derby, which is obviously way below his percentage. And yes, I know he runs more than 2 or 3 horses. Usually he runs 2 or 3, maybe 4 in every race. So he's going to have a lower percentage, but 3% with a 7-2 shot is going to cut it for me. And I know it's sports. I'm going to the close to the inside. Give me the 2. Verifying. Currently, he's currently 19-1, 15-1 on the morning line. Tyler Gaffleone obviously does very well in Kentucky. He's won a lot of riding titles at Churchill, a lot of riding titles at Keeneland, and just won the Oaks today. So why not a chance for the Oaks Derby double? He will be. Obviously, he got beat by Tappa Trice last time. the one advantage that he has that he should be in front of Tapit Trice. And Tapit Trice has a tendency to not necessarily get off to great starts and has to come from a lot further back than Verifying's going to have to. And in a 19 horse field, traffic is always an issue, except if you're Rich Strike, apparently. Um, so I'm gonna think he's gonna have a chance to turn the tables. I'm forgiving. He had a trouble trip in the slop in the Rebel, and if you forgive that race, he fits in this field, and I'll take him at 19-1 over Tappa Trice at 5-1 and Forte at 7-2 pretty much every day of my life. Two Verifying currently 19. Rich.
All right. I'm torn at this point in time. I'm actually torn between the two top Pletcher horses, though. Forte hasn't really done very much wrong in his life. He's actually just lost one race, as has the horse that I ended up picking, Tapit Thrice. He did show up on this show a couple of times, so we did see him for the Tampa Bay Derby, and we also saw him for that race there at Keeneland in the Bluegrass. Joe, you and I were at Santa Anita that day, so we did see him there up on the big screen. And he was part of our show that was that week as well when we covered the three different tracks. So I had a couple of opportunities to see him. He does come from off the pace. He is a little bit inside to me for having that kind of a style. So I am worried about him possibly getting shuffled a little too far back. But what I saw was a lot of heart in this particular horse. He is by Tappet, so the distance is not going to be a problem for him. And despite Pletcher having some terrible stats that Joe is absolutely correct on and things like that, I'm going to go to this well one more time. And I think I did have him for the Tampa Derby, and I did have him for the Bluegrass both those days. So I'm going with Pletcher and Saez here in the Kentucky Derby. I'm going with Tapit Thrice, and 5-1 would be a nice price for me. I'll take that.
Right now, that's exactly where.
Yeah, I would think based on years past like that, I don't think he's going to move too far off of that or too far up. But Steve, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna go off the continent here. I'm gonna go with the 17 Derma Sotogake. I watched all his races a few times now. He can come off the pace or go wire to wire like he did in the UAE. I think definitely welcome the distance. Look at the Dam and Sire average win distances, and no, he came in third there in Saudi Arabia. But I watched that race, and it was only a mile, and he was gaining ground towards the end of that race on the two leaders. But so like I said, I think he went a mile and 3/16 in UAE and basically ran away with it, and got the same jockey on board. And so I'm gonna go with the Japanese horse, Derma Sotogake. So interesting fact, the name came from the owner, I guess, is a dermatologist, and Sotogake is a sumo wrestling move.
Yeah, I did hear that. I was going to say, I was like, when I hear this here, yeah. All right. Well, as always, this was a damn tough race. Angel of Empire was my backup choice. So I see that Ray had that one, and I also I'm interested to see what the other Japanese horse, Mandarin Hero, that we saw in Santa Anita could do as well.
Yeah.
Steve Dermott
As always,
is currently 8-1.
8-1. Wow.
So, yeah,
Currently,
it's gotta be overbet. Already is overbet, but.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of money that gets bet from
There's
Japan.
a lot of money that'll come
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I think he's
only like 500,000. Yeah, I mean,
I think he's gonna try to get to as close to the front as possible.
Sure.
All right, you guys, just take a look at your picks there. Make sure I got everybody's correctly.
Yep. Correct.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and come on back to us. We'll wrap this show up. All right. And for those of you who are watching and kind of saw us sharing our screens there, our forms are supplied to us by Brisnet. So you can go ahead and you can get Brisnet forms that are available either at their website, brisnet.com, or you can go to, if you have an account with Twin Spires Betting, that is the form that they will give you for free, the lower level form, provided you go ahead and place a wager on the track that you're betting at. So, you can go ahead and wind up with a big $2 show bet on a track on twinspires.com, and that qualifies you for the free form. Guys, any last thoughts? Anything you want to say about Kentucky Derby Saturday?
I mean, I don't know. I'm in the races. This sequence there is a pick four for these four races, right, Rich?
I believe there is. I believe
I
there's
know, and I know there's no supposed weather issues, and
I apologize. You know what? I did miss that one. Thank you,
the
Joe. It's
the
yeah.
first
No,
race, the first race in the sequence is race 9, and it starts at 12:40 12:40 Pacific, 3:40 Eastern, and the Kentucky Derby is about, I don't know, 6 days later, or actually
Something like that. It's like 3:57
like,
Pacific time
yeah,
is what I showed.
it's like it,
Or like
yeah,
90 minutes after
yeah,
the
but
last
between the
race.
Turf Classic and
Yeah.
so yeah, you could really like go to like get on a plane and come to Vegas between the Old Forest and Turf Classic and Derby. It's very fun.
Well, speaking of planes, I will be driving my brother-in-law to the airport, so I will probably be able to go to the airport and back and still make the Derby. So
Oh,
Yeah, actually, based on that,
I mean, you pretty easily.
yeah, I might actually be able to sit down at the
It's a
baseball
long
stadium.
day, so
his flight is
everybody
6 o'clock, so I'm looking at 3 o'clock drop-off. So
everybody be patient.
uh-huh.
All right, folks. Well, that's how we
Always
do
go to
it.
the Derby. Yeah.
That's how we play our tournament. If there are any scratches, anybody that's out of them, we will actually replace those with text messages. There is no correction to that. The video will get posted up at youtube.com. We will tweet it out. It comes out from my Twitter account, but the guys will also tweet it from their accounts as well. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Kentucky Derby Day. For Ray Torado and for Joe English and for Steve Newsom, my name is Rich Sharp. Our show's called Tournament Horse Racing. Happy Kentucky Derby Day, everybody. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Right.
Right.